Over the past few months, Golf Digest have been challenging some of the best players in the world to take on what they're calling the grid. Now, the grid's a pretty simple idea. It's a series of targets, each 10 yards long, so 180 to 190, 190 yards to 200 and so on, with the aim being to pitch one ball in each target zone, taking as few shots as possible to complete the grid. I think Joaquin Niemann's currently leading this. He took 11 shots to hit 10 targets, pretty impressive stuff. Names such as Jon Rahm and Scottie Scheffler, I think, took 16 and 17 attempts. So the aim today is to see what a scratch golfer, in this case me, can do in comparison to some of the best players in the world. Now, this could be something you could recreate either here in the TrackMan studio or down at the driving range as a way of introducing a bit of fun and a bit of challenge to your practice. But what I suggest you do is obviously amend the distances you use compared to the ones the PGA Tour players are attempting. So they're looking at a top end of 280 to 290 yards, which best will in the world, not many of us have got that in our locker. So I've adjusted it down here with my shortest distance being 150 to 160 and my top being 240 to 250 yards. So I've noted down those 10 distances in between there on my pad. I'm going to pick where I start. Now I'm going to start, I think, 170 to 180. So I'm going to pick one in the middle there. I'm picking that because I hope that's a pretty good, solid, regular 6-iron for me. So shot number one, we're looking for this to pitch 170 to 180. I've loaded up on the right-hand side of the TrackMan here the carry number. That's the key one. That's the one we're looking to get into that range. We've also got the ball flight screen on the left here. So shot one, 170 to 180 yards, all being well. Let's see if we can get off to a good start. Oh, I'm a bit worried I've hit that too well. Yeah, okay. Do you know what? I absolutely smoked that and I pulled it a bit, which has probably made it gone a little bit further than I was expecting. So, okay, we're not going to adjust too much here. Still looking for 170 to 180. A little bit thin, might be a little bit up the right, but should be pretty good for distance. Right, perfect. So we can tick off 170 to 180 done. And we've taken 2 shots. So next distance I'm going to pick now. Let's go 200 to 210. Again, I think I've got a club that's pretty good for that. So I'm going to grab my 4-iron. Same idea. We're looking for 200 to 210 on the right-hand side. Pretty good 4-iron this for me, so I can afford to hit this pretty hard. That's got to be perfect. By the skin of my teeth, half a yard, right. 200 to 210, thank you very much. Right, 3 shots total. Let's drop down. Let's go 150 to 160 now. This is a little bit of an awkward one because it's a hell of a big 8-iron to carry that far. So I'm actually going to go 7-iron and just try and take a little bit off it. So we're going to grip down a smidge here. Anywhere between 150 and 160. Well, I've pushed it a little bit up the right, I expect, but it could be in the range I'm looking for. Right, 158, perfect. I think the push might have saved me there a bit. So that's 150 to 160 done. 4 shots. We're going along quite nicely. Let's jump in and go 220 to 230. So this should be a nice 3-wood number off the floor for me. Looking for 220 to 230. Again, shouldn't have to do too much crazy with this. It should be about where we're looking. Oh, I've hit that really well. I'm a bit worried it might go too far again. Okay, 228, so that's 220 to 230 done. Tick that off, 5 shots in, flying along. Okay, let's go back down now. Let's go, whoops. So what have we got left? Let's go 160 to 170. This should be just a nice full-blooded 7-iron. So I can kind of hit this as hard as I want and I shouldn't be able to hit it past 170. Perfect. Oh, well, okay, I'll take that back. Again, pulled it a little bit. I expect that's why it's flown a bit further. So, big carry for me, that for a 7-iron. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, see, that's straighter, I think. So that should be banging that mid-160s. That's exactly what I'd expect a stock 7-iron to do. So, 160 to 170 done. 2 attempts there. So we're 7 shots in, going along quite nicely. Right, let's go 190 to 200. So perfect 5-iron number. Ball's actually going a bit further than I expected today, so might need to be a little careful this doesn't pitch too far, but should be good for a 5-iron, I think. Felt like the nicest swing I've made today, actually. Oh, Again, the opposite of that pulley one, a little bit cutty there, so it's cost me a bit of distance. I mean, 0.9 of a yard away from being in the zone we're looking for, but pretty close. I know it's the right club. Like I said, don't think I can carry this more than 200 no matter what. I think I've hit exactly the same shot, a bit up the right. Oh, you are kidding me. 189.9. Right, okay, let's try again. See if I can actually get the club face square and want to be helpful. There we go. Started straighter on the screen, should be mid 190s here. Right, perfect. Thank God for that, I was getting concerned there. Right, 190 to 200, done. That was 3 attempts, wasn't it? So that's 10 shots in total. Right, 3 distances to go. Let's go 230 to 240 now. This is a full-blooded 3-wood. I'm going to have to hit this well. Starting to wish I'd taken this one a little bit earlier, actually, if I'm honest, but I can hit this pretty hard. I know I can't carry it beyond 240, I don't think, so I can go full gas here. 230 to 240. It's going to be up the right, so it might struggle. Yeah, hit that really low on the face. Big cut out to the right, definitely robbed me of some distance there, so let's try that again. Terrible swing. A little bit fat. 232, right, perfect. So 232 ticked off, 2 attempts there. So how are we looking? Let's see. We've got 2 targets to go. We've had a dozen shots, so Joaquin Niemann's safe. The Scottie Scheffler and Jon Rahm, I've got my eye on you two. Right, let's have a little look. So we're going to go 240 to 250. This should just be a nice driver. Sorry, 3 targets to go. Oh, okay, that's a bit depressing. Right, 240 to 250 here. So it should just be a fairly bog standard driver for me. Hit that really low on the club face, might struggle. Yeah, a bit like that first 3-wood, really low. Nearly missed it. Oops. Terrible swing, really. Okay, let's try that again. Got to really commit to hitting it still, even though we've got an end target there. Perfect, 248, right. Driver done, 2 attempts, so we're on to 14. So if Scheffler and Rahm are on 16 or 17, I'm going to have to nail these 2 bang on. Let's go for the hard one first, 210 to 220. Now, 3 iron. Don't think I can carry this more than 220. So I can hit it as hard as I want, and it should be in that 210 range. Oh, I've hit it thin. Might need a bit of help. Yeah, 205. Okay. I know this is the right club, but I'm going to have to strike it well. So, second attempt at this range. Come on, Matt. That's a better hit. 213. Perfect. Right. Okay, 16 shots in. 1 target to go, 180 to 190. This is a full-blooded 6 iron. I don't think there's any situation where this can fly more than 190. So I'm pretty certain I can hit this as hard as I want. And we should be in that 180 to 190 range. Hit that lovely. 184. Thank you very much. Right. So that is 17 shots. Obviously, I've adjusted the distances there. So comparing to what the best players in the world have done is a completely different game. But it's realistic to the distance I hit the golf ball. And therefore, the challenge in terms of maybe the skill or the flexibility or the adjustment from shot to shot, I think is really useful. I think, as I say, this is maybe a great way to spend your last 25, 30 balls at the range rather than just mindlessly banging 7 irons of drivers down towards a flag. Let's think about hitting some different shots. Test yourself out. Has to be a good skill that you can then take to the golf course. Has to help you start to have an appreciation of how far each club actually goes. Great way to practice. If you do give this a go, pop in the pro shop. Let us know how you get on. Would love to know how it is. Like I said, 11's the best in the world. 17 for me there. I'm really happy with that. I'll take it. Good luck. See if you can beat my score there.